any of these when you were a kid, Lou, but 75 Topps Baseball, very popular. Yep, it was all one series, which was kind of neat for youngsters, so you didn't have to worry about the different series coming out and who was going to be in what series. So you have a possible George Brett rookie in there, a Robin Yount rookie, and both of those in PSA 10 sell for big money. And we've opened quite a number of these on camera. I think we've pulled, I got the Gooser right there, Goose Gossage Hall of Famer right on top. I think we've pulled a Robin Yount mini and maybe a regular Brett and also a Hank Aaron from 75. So we've had some luck there. Yeah. And this is the biggie, Lou. So I don't know if you've checked the site, VintageBreaks.com. We are officially down to one spot left. And this will be opened live at the National on the Mike Burkus main stage Friday at 3:30 p.m. on your good buddies and our good buddies, Rico and Tom's Great American Collectibles Show. And I would act now, because that spot's not going to act long. We sold last long. We sold the next to last spot yesterday. And it's a great... Sorry, again. I think so. I wish to get him and Rico to go in on it, and we'll promise Rico to save all the gum from the National. Maybe we'll give him a slight discount if he chews it on camera. So speaking of the 55 Bowman Cello, Vintage Breaks is very excited to announce on our show today with PSA here that we've established our specials for the National. So on Friday of the National at 1:30 p.m., Lou, we're actually giving away one free spot in this pack. Yep. All you have to do is buy one spot at VintageBreaks.com next week, any day from Monday through Friday, maximum of one entry per day. We have spots for as little as $3, so you're not going to break the bank. Just don't drink coffee that day, maybe. And if you buy a spot for $3, that's going to give you a free entry into a giveaway that we're going to do on Friday at 1:30 p.m. from our booth at the National in the Case Breakers Pavilion. Our booth is actually right across from PSA's booth. PSA's booth is booth number 169 in the Case Breaker Pavilion. Vintage Breaks is 568 and 573. So we'll do the free drawing on Friday at 1:30 at our booth. The first person is going to get a spot in this 1955 Bowman Cello pack. What's really cool, Lou, is we have two more prizes that day. We're giving away, as a second place prize, a 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle PSA 3. It's very well sweatered. I left it on my desk, or I would have showed you folks that as well. And then in third place, we're going to be giving away a $150 breaker credit. Yeah. Yes, but it's a maximum of one entry per day. So if you buy a spot every day, Monday through Friday, you'll be able to get 5 entries into that giveaway. And then we'll take all those entries, we'll use random.org so that everyone can see them. All the names will be right in front of everyone. And then the person on top, after we roll the dice and we establish how many times we're going to randomize the list, that individual is going to win that 1955 Bowman Cello Pack spot. And what's even cooler is we're opening the pack 2 hours later. So you're not going to have to wait very long for your gratification. Yep, with Tom and Rico. Very excited. With Lou B behind the glass. Yep. Absolutely. Good, John? Cool. So, speaking of that, I know we're starting off the show today, with a bunch of, shop talk, but I think it's important because, as I mentioned just a minute ago, we have established our giveaways for VintageBreaks.com at the National. This is breaking news. We've just established it this afternoon, but this Ty Cobb graded PSA 1, which candidly looks a little bit nicer, and it's an overprint. So for those, that's what the OP right there means. For those that don't know, that's a sweet cap back. But if you see down here in this area, Lou, that red that's underneath, that's over the writing that's below it, is actually called an overprint. And the reason why Sweet Cap Cigarettes would do that is maybe they were sending these cards out from a different factory and it no longer applied the factory that it said on there. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's a neat little nuance from the T206 set. But, what's even cooler is that we are giving this away for free at the National, 4 o'clock Saturday, at our booth in the Case Breaker Pavilion. Yeah, it's really cool. So the estimated value of this card is about $1,500, give or take. Got great eye appeal. And the way that folks can get an entry into this Ty Cobb is all they have to do is to buy $100 worth of spots at VintageBreaks.com starting next Monday, the week of the National, Anytime from Monday through Friday, if they spend $100 at one time, that will entitle them to one entry into this giveaway. If you spend, for example, $500, you will get 5 entries. Yeah, no, it's really cool. Now, John, what did we establish for the prize 2 and 3 for this?
For Saturday?
Yes.
Second place was an 88 clear basketball pack.
Very cool.
And third place an 84 Topps football.
So, in the spirit of unopened packs, Lou, we actually have a second and a third place prize. Excuse me. Second place prize is going to be a 1988 Fleer basketball unopened pack. And third place, excuse me, is going to be a 1984 Topps football pack. And the reason why that's substantial, even though it's, a relatively inexpensive pack, it is free. And you have the chance to pull a PSA 10 Marino rookie, which is well north of $1,000. And a PSA 10 John Elway rookie is possible out of here, and that's north of $2,000. So a lot of potential, really excited. I think folks are going to be, super pumped to learn about the giveaways that we're doing. Oh yeah, I've been on the phone the last couple of days, nonstop, between collectors, dealers, administrative people, if you will, making sure we have our water cooler set for our booth, all that kind of good stuff. Seems like everyone's in good spirits for it. It's a great city to hold the National in, and as I mentioned, this is breaking news. We'll be giving this away for free on Saturday at the National. And just to conclude VintageBreaks.com giveaways, on Sunday at the National at 1 p.m., when a lot of folks are figuring out how they're going to be getting home, packing up, VintageBreaks.com will be giving away $900 of break credit to our website in 3 different prizes. We'll be giving away a grand prize of $500 credit to VintageBreaks.com. We'll be giving away a credit of $300, and third place will be a $100 credit to VintageBreaks.com. And all you have to do to qualify for each of those prizes on Sunday is just buy 1 spot at Vintage Breaks any day from Monday through Sunday, maximum of 1 entry per day. You could buy a spot for as little as $3. Lot of action. Really looking forward to it. We also we can talk more about it towards the end of the show. We also are going to have a free kids break at our booth. We're going to have a free military break, and a lot of other surprises that we've not got into yet. Yes, we are right after the 55 Bowman Cello pack opening on our pal Tom and Rico's Great American Collectibles show. We'll be doing our own Vintage Breaks PSA show live from the National in Cleveland. As you can tell, I'm just a little bit excited about it. Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day who does what we do full time, meaning buying and selling baseball cards. And, they said that a lot of folks, their fiscal year, if you will, is December 31st. And I feel like, this person was in agreement with me. For a lot of people in our industry, really the fiscal year starts and stops with the National. Because at the end of the National, you can kind of see where you stand. And then obviously you have a whole year to figure out what you're going to do for the next year's National. Absolutely. For example, our good buddy Steve Hart from BBC Exchange, he's bringing well over $1 million of goods. Our good buddy Brian from Robert Edward Auctions, even though you can't actually buy any of their goods because they sell everything on consignment, they're literally going to have, probably $1 million, $2 million of vintage cards and memorabilia on display. Same thing with Heritage Auctions, same thing with Mile High. So, there really is something for everyone at the National. Speaking of the National, I was so glad that Steve Sloan decided to join us last week because he gave us some really great tips about the National and how to try to cut down on the amount of time that you're going to spend online, for example, at PSA's booth submitting stuff. And so I thought that it'd be kind of cool. We never made it part of our Vintage Break show. This is very real time. This is reality TV. It's about as true as it gets. I decided, Lou, to start showing folks some of the cards that JustCollect.com is going to be submitting at the National on site with PSA to get graded. Oh, I already got a guy waiting there. Like, how we used to do for concert tickets? You'd wait like 3 days before. Yeah, I already have a guy there. He's got peanut butter and jelly and tuna fish to last until next week. Tuesday at 3 o'clock, PSA just announced today is when they'll start accepting submissions at the National. So yeah, we'll be first in line. I'm pretty confident. So I figured we'll just show off to some of the folks out there what we're going to be submitting. So we have a Bill Russell rookie, 57 Topps. Seems to Yep, seems to be fairly high grade. Got a nice Pete Rose rookie. 65 Mantle. 53 Topps Satchel Paige. Nice 56 Mays. Yep, Colgan's Chip Ty Cobb. Not an easy one to get. Albeit lower grade, but still not easy to find. Johnny Yu. Rookie. Yeah. Joe Lewis, high grade 48 Leaf. Awesome card. There you go. Yeah. Teddy Ball Game for our Boston friends. Nice Hank Aaron rookie. Another Teddy Ball Game. And, lower grade Willie Mays rookie, but still Willie. This has become more desirable in recent years. The E91 American Caramel set features a lot of Hall of Famers, and as you can tell, obviously doesn't look too much like Wagner. That being said, it's become very popular in recent years, and even in low grade, I bet you it's still a $1,000 plus card. And this, even though it's definitely not the most expensive card we have in the batch, is one of my favorites. At first glance, it just looks like a regular Nolan Ryan rookie. However, it is the O-Pee-Chee, and it is very difficult to find. Oh, you do? Did you get any Nolan Ryan rookies out of packs, do you remember? That's pretty cool. Very nice. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get down to some pack breaking. The first pack today is 1992 Bowman. This is a personal pack going out to our friend BY, Mr. Brian Young. Substantial because when 1992 Bowman first came out, Lou, everyone hated it. They didn't think it was any good, and in fact, they didn't make that much of it. And then no one knew that a little, not well-known, probably didn't even weigh 200 pounds at the time, the way he looks on his card, probably the best relief pitcher to ever play baseball, Mariano Rivera's rookie card is in this, or possibly in this pack. Mike Piazza rookie, Trevor Hoffman recently got named to the Hall of Fame. So there's lots of good stuff in here. But then, it's also kind of fun. You'll have some busts. And yep, that's how a lot of things are in life, right? Okay, so, okay, thanks. It's funny, I see on the bottom of this pack, Lou, is none other than Danny Tartabull. And although he certainly did not have an illustrious career, were you a Seinfeld fan? Do you remember the episode with Danny Tartabull? Yeah, that was a great episode. No, not at all. Definitely solid. I don't know if he made an all-star team. I bet you he didn't, but I wouldn't be shocked if he made like one. So this is Scotty Brocious' rookie. I remember because I still am a big Yankee fan, but he was on the '96 Yankees growing up, and I remember I wanted to know what his rookie was after they won it. Sam Militello, he's one of those prospects I talked about that didn't make it, although I think he was a Yankee for a very brief time. So what's interesting about 92 Bowman is a lot of folks look at the cards that are not, the stars that like Danny Jackson, for example. They wouldn't even think for a split second to grade any of these cards. However, if you go to psacard.com and you go to their set registry, without looking, and I haven't looked, so I couldn't even tell you how long, I bet you there's at least 10 people who have a 1992 Bowman set on the registry. Yes, and the tougher the card is, generally it'll help your set more, and it'll probably sell for more money. I've had cards, for example, common cards from 1981, 1982 Topps Baseball, which, let's say a book in the Beckett, price guide for all of 20 cents. And because it's a PSA 10 pop 1 or 2, sells for hundreds of dollars. Oh, yeah, Andy Bennett, sure. He was on the 88 Olympic team, if I'm not mistaken, the 88 traded set. Tom Browning. I was on the phone with my buddy Darren Ravel today, and if Darren makes it out to the National, Darren is very well known for his reporting skills and a number of other things, including his business sports knowledge. However, he's also become very well known for this little game he likes to play with 80s and 90s packs, where he covers up the name of the player and he tries to name who that player is as quickly and as efficiently as possible. just from the photo. It's a lot harder than you think. Yep, exactly. And so Darren is actually going to play me heads up. If he comes out to the National, we're going to take the same pack, and for one pack, he'll put his hand over the names, and then I'll do a pack where I do the same. And if we tie, meaning if I get more right in one pack, he gets more right in the other, then we're going to do a rubber match in a third pack. But I think that it's going to be fun, and then we're going to give out some prizes, for folks watching and such. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yep, Mark Carrion. Remember him? I do. Yeah. So nothing eventful in this pack, but not bad condition. Oh, excuse me. One of the cards is stuck there. How can I forget Danny Tartable? Yeah. So the centering is actually pretty strong in this pack, but you would have to check the pop report at psacard.com as to which comments potentially may be worth grading. Because as I mentioned, there are a number of folks that have sets of 92 Bowman on the PSA set registry. That's our first pack today. Oh, I'd say just about all of them. Because you got to remember that no one cared about quality control back then, even through the 90s. It just wasn't something that they considered. I'm surprised that there's as many high-grade cards out there as there actually currently is. However, I think the main reason is they just made a lot. You know, if you look at some of the numbers, there's some good articles out there. On Topps production numbers, let's say from the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way through the 90s. People take their best guess at it. They produced an incredible amount of cards. Hey, Brian, how are you? Factory sets, you mean? So I believe that Topps offered its first factory set in 1974 to the general public, but a little known fact, a lot of hobbyists know this, but outside of the hobby, they actually started producing factory sets before that. Topps called them presentation sets. And they were actually given to, high-level executives. I believe I've heard, some former ball players. But they were definitely not widely distributed. And they're very easy to tell because they came in a very, illustrious, glorious, bold and beautiful box that even for the 60s, when I think they started making them, probably 61 or 60 might have been the first presentation. I'm just trying to think if they had one in 59. But late 50s or 60s is when they started doing them. And the quality of those cards, I don't know if they were the first run, Lou, but you can absolutely tell a presentation card when you see one because the gloss and the color, it's like they were the first ones off the line. Yeah, no, amazing. Amazing. I've actually never had an entire presentation set. I've had top presentation cards, a fair amount of them, but not an entire set. So, Lou, it's about that time in the program. We're going to try to give out some freebies. And let's see here. We have a 1984 Donruss pack. We have a 1982 Topps Baseball Cello pack, possible Ripken. And a 1984 Topps Football pack, possible Marino and Elway rookie. So, Lou, what do you think? We should choose for the audience, or we should let the audience member choose? Absolutely. Oh, we're actually going to give them the whole pack. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to take it out of your pay. It's not a big deal. All right, so we're going to... yeah, I figured as much. Okay, so this one is, pretty straightforward. We want to know what year was the last year your beloved Red Sox won the World Series. No, you're not eligible, nor your family members. Your daughter, please stop texting her. I'm not going to give her the pack, Lou. John, can you watch Facebook for us? Great. I would think so. A lot of fun, those teams. Big Poppy and all. Yep. Oh, yeah, you love it when your team wins at home. Yeah, no, it was impressive. It's funny. I was looking up, because I looked up the Sox. I didn't remember the exact time that the last year that the Yankees won the World Series. Yeah, unfortunately, it was several years before the Sox. All right, John's on top of it. He should have a winner for us in just a minute or two. It'll give us another quick break. We're bringing a lot of vintage cards to put on display at our JustCollect.com booth, which is booth number 532 at the National. So one of those cards is a 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth, graded PSA 3.5. Gorgeous centering. And a very solid example, of a 33 Gaudy Ruth. This card, a few years ago, you probably could have had it for about half the price they're going for now. And it seems like, at the moment at least, 33 Gaudy Ruths are quote-unquote hot again. And, when you're talking about the grades of 4 and 5, I mean, these things are bringing big dollars. I believe in Gaudy that was the case, but I'm not 100% sure. It depends on the set, but I'm fairly certain that for most sets, it was probably limited to 1 or 2 artists. Then this also happens to be, not in this condition, the T206 Ty Cobb Green Portrait happens to be one of the hottest cards in the hobby as well. And we'll be bringing this low-grade example, PSA 1. But we know it's likely to sell because there's a lot more folks that can afford a PSA 1 of this card than, for example, let's say a PSA 6 or 7.
We have one.
Well, the Green Cobb is believed to have been short printed in the T206 set amongst the other 3 Cobbs. So out of all the 4 Cobbs in the set, it's believed to be either the most desirable in terms of the way it looks or the second most because there's a red portrait. And then it's also just the hardest to find. So I think that leads it to be, the most expensive Cobb card. And, right behind it is that red Cobb, which we showed off earlier in the program. And that one in particular, that red one, we're going to be giving away at the National, as we mentioned, on Saturday. It's pretty cool. Some people actually like the red more, Lou. Which one do you like more, the red or the green? I mean, it's hard to tell on the green here because it's low grade. A lot of folks are in your camp. Yeah, I would take either. Absolutely. The other 2 poses are also very desirable because they feature him with a bat. One on his shoulder, one off the shoulder. And we do have our winner, Eric B. John, which pack does he want us to open for him? Okay, 84 Donruss, 82 Topps, or 84 Football? Eric B. nailed the trivia question. 2013 was the last time the Boston Red Sox won the World Series. Yep. All right, John, what do you think?
Still waiting for his answer.
Okay. Well, let me show you, Lou, what we have coming up next. We have 85 Topps Hockey coming up after our free pack. That's sold out at VintageBreaks.com. You can possibly pull a Mario Lemieux rookie.
84 Football.
Okay. And the last Mario Lemieux rookie in PSA 10, Lou, sold for over $3,000. And if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/vintagebreaks, I bet you in the last 6 months we probably pulled 3 or 4 Lemieux rookies. We got one graded by PSA, came back at 9. The other one I think is still out for grading, and one of them is an 8. Hey, Andy, how are you? All right. The 84 Football we're opening for Eric. Good luck, Eric. Eric B. got the trivia question correct. So for those of you who want to win something, please stick around. We're giving away at least one more pack before the end of today's Vintage Breaks PSA show. Great. So, Lou, I do plan to bring on the stage during the show. Rico doesn't know it yet, and if he's listening, he'll find out now, but I don't know if he's listening. I didn't think so. I'm going to bring, if you will, a buffet of gum for him to choose, and maybe he'll chew a piece for the audience. And then we'll... Yeah, exactly. And we will have a waiver, right underneath him, So that way, he's getting up there in age. We don't want to take any chances. I'm not so sure he's going to go for that. Dave Krieg, he used to be a good quarterback for... oh, there you go. Joe Montana, that's nice. Fairly well-centered. So believe it or not, in your opinion, what's great about 84 football is that, aside from commons, obviously, for example, like the Walter Payton, so what, in 84, that's like his, 8th year, it's one of the better PSA 10s in the set, sells for over $1,000. And if you look at this Joe Montana, I'm not suggesting it is a 10, but it certainly looks like it's possibly a grading candidate. I'd be curious to know the pop on that. It's card number 359, John, if you want to check that out. 84 Topps Football. EJ, Ezra Johnson. For those of you just tuning in, we are VintageBreaks.com. I am your host, Leighton Sheldon, and this is the Vintage Breaks PSA show coming to you live every Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30. Okay. Fred Dean, also a Hall of Famer. Here, it looks like he's smashing Dan Marino. Yeah. What do you think? I know you're into the fantasy football. What do you think of Jimmy Garoppolo? You think he's going to be the real deal? I mean, I know he showed signs of greatness at the end of last year. Okay. So you're convinced he could be a long-term solution for the Niners? Okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, put it this way, as a Jets fan, I would have been thrilled if he got him. I mean, I'm happy with who the Jets got, but I would have been thrilled if they would have got him. Nick Lowry, speaking of the Jets, he's a former Jet. So this pack is very well centered, Eric. Make sure you screen them for PSA grading when you get them. Something that some of the folks out there may not be aware of, but when Vintage Breaks goes live on our shows on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, if you pull a big hit out of one of our packs live on our YouTube show, we generally send it to PSA for you for free on the house. When I say generally, you gotta be good, You gotta be fun and having a good time. But in all seriousness, we give away a lot of free grading with PSA. And folks love that because they know that if they pull something, it's literally off to California and our friends out at PSA the next day. Stanley Morgan, your hometown Pats. Oh, I was hoping the last card was going to somehow be a Marino because I saw a Dolphin earlier, but unfortunately it's the kicker. Thank you, Eric. We're going to do another free giveaway in just a little bit. Right now, we're going to be opening up a 1985 Topps Hockey Pack. This is a personal pack also for Brian Young, and what we mean by personal is Brian bought all the spots for this pack at VintageBreaks.com. It is not a usual occurrence, but they were just bought out last night, and we told Brian that we would open a few of them on the show for him. So we're hoping to pull a Mario Lemieux here. The next one's going to have multiple entries in that pack, so we'll show you how our random.org website will help sort out the order of the pack. Our good buddy Andy on YouTube just commented, Lou, that it's possible Jimmy G could be the next franchise quarterback. But the Niners also thought Alex Smith was too, the next Montana, and that didn't happen. So, I think you're right. I think that's a very accurate statement. It's so weird. I mean, think about how many of us across the country grow up and want to be a quarterback, and yet there's such a shortage in the NFL. I mean, it's mind-boggling, Lou. Yep. Matty Ryan was pretty close to winning the Super Bowl. So, yeah, very close. So, many people still can't. Here we go, Larry Robinson, Hall of Famer. So, what's great about 86 hockey is you asked before, Lou, about centering. So, we have found, after opening hundreds and hundreds of packs on our YouTube show on youtube.com/vintagebreaks, that there are some issues on average where the centering is a little bit better than other issues. So 85 hockey with these big white borders tends to be pretty well centered, which is cool. You know, there's really no... I couldn't tell you that like 85 Topps baseball wasn't played with centering issues, so I don't really think it was anything other than probably just the luck of the draw. Here we go. We got a second year Pat LaFontaine. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, most certainly. And I think the last time, or the last several times that we've pulled a Lemieux rookie, believe it or not, often in the same pack as a Wayne Gretzky. So it's a really fun pack if you can get the Lemieux. Michel Goulet was a good player, a good hockey player. Yeah. Ooh, another one, good one too. Dino Ciccarelli, I think, is a Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I think he's a Hall of Famer. Freddie, what do you think? You want to Google Dino Ciccarelli? Let us know.
Yep.
All right. So not that long ago.
2010.
Yep, 2010, Freddie says.
2010, Hockey Hall of Fame.
A couple more cards in the 85 hockey. T squared. Look at that. Look at that. T squared. Look at that Vancouver old school jersey. Yeah. All right. That concludes 85 hockey. A couple Hall of Famers. Larry Robinson, Pat LaFontaine, Michel Goulet, Dino Ciccarelli. Nice pack. No Lemieux, but you can't get one every time. All right, we're going to go with 83 Topps Baseball next. And we're going to ask our next trivia question, so that way folks have a few minutes. They have two more packs to choose from. They can choose either 84 Donruss or 82 Topps Baseball Cello Pack. So in 84 Donruss, you could potentially pull a Don Mattingly rookie. Last PSA 10, I bet you sold for about $600. And then 82 Topps Baseball, the Cal Ripken rookie. It's interesting what's going on with this. So for years, Lou, the Topps traded Ripken, which you can only find in the factory sets. It's definitely not an easy card to find, but for years has outpaced in terms of value the 82 Topps regular Ripken rookie, the one that he shares with the two other players. But what's interesting about it is that folks are realizing that the regular Cal Ripken rookie out of the 82 Topps Baseball is actually a much more difficult PSA 10 to get based on the sheer number of how many cards PSA is graded of the regular Topps rookie versus the Topps traded 82 Ripken. And so I think what's happening is that the cards actually picked up some steam, i.e. value, like in the last 6 to 12 months. If you looked at a chart, I bet you it's gone up 20-25%. It's kind of cool. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I know our friend Brent from PWCC. I know he's got some good tools on his website that if you can sign to him, you get to use that for free. So I encourage you to check that out. PSA also has a great pricing tool on their website. So our next you know, I think that in general, folks, meaning collectors, would prefer their, you know, whether it be Nolan Ryan, you know, their Derek Jeter, whoever it is, to be, you know, their Pete Rose, to be on the card by themselves. That being said, we can't control it. But it is a really interesting question, you know, Lou, and obviously we can only ask it philosophically because we'll never know. But if I had to guess, I bet you the Nolan Ryan rookie would probably be worth a smidge more if he didn't share it with none other than Jerry Koosman. You know, nothing against Jerry personally, of course. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes. He just happened to have the misfortune of being on the same, or the good fortune, however you look at it, of being on the same card as Nolan Ryan. So our next trivia question is once again geared towards Boston trivia, because I feel like last week we did New York trivia. As I think I mentioned, though, I did grow up a Celtics fan. So this is about our beloved Boston Celtics. What year is the last year the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship? John, let us know. I have the answer here if you need to know, or if you want to look it up on Google, either one. First person who gets that right is going to get a free pack of 84 Donruss, where the last Don Mattingly rookie in PSA's 10 sold for about $600 or a little bit more. And the last, Cal Ripken rookie and 82 Tops, which is possible out of this pack, sold for over $500. It might even be selling for about $600 now. So that'll be a free pack we'll give away. While we're waiting for the answer, we got a winner already. Well, that was quick. They were waiting for us, Lou. If we have a winner already, John, why don't you ask them what pack they want us to open, and I'll open that now before the 83. Yeah, I only remembered it because it was their last title, and I knew where I was living, and I was really excited.
Okay, it's Ron P.
Okay.
He would like the Donruss.
Okay, so Ron P. has won the 84 Donruss, or has answered the trivia question correctly and has chosen the 84 Donruss. We're going to open that up in just a minute. But what I'm going to do right now, Lou, is I'm actually going to put out some of the packs that we're going to be opening live on our show after our Vintage Breaks PSA show is over. We're going to be going live for at least an hour today on our YouTube show. We would normally do a little bit longer, but we're getting ready for the National. And I wanted to show some of the folks at home, Lou, the packs that are already sold out that are just waiting to be opened during our next hour when we go live on YouTube. So, yeah, good point, Lou. Thanks very much. Yes, we have Vintage Breaks PSA show will be next Friday, live from the National Sports Collectors Convention on the Mike Burgess Center stage, starting at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, Friday, August 3rd. So don't miss it. But yeah, this is pretty cool, Lou. So these are our packs coming up right after our show today on youtube.com/vintagebreaks. We have a 79 Topps football pack. And what's awesome about this pack, and it still amazes me, oh, by the way, Randy White's in the back of that. It's kind of neat. So you certainly heard of Earl Campbell, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And his rookie card is possibly in this pack because he's in 79 Topps football. Last PSA 10 sold for thousands of dollars. Except, believe it or not, that is not the best PSA 10, meaning the most valuable PSA 10 rookie that you can get out of the 1979 Topps football set. Do you want to take a guess at who it is? It'll be hard. All right. I'll say that the guy on the front plays the same position as the guy I'm mentioning. So he's a Hall of Fame tight end, and his rookie card's in 79, and he's worth far more than the Earl Campbell PSA 10. It's amazing. That's all right. We'll help you out. Ozzie Newsome. And if I'm not mistaken, we could check the data, but I think there's only 1 or 2 PSA 10s of it, and the last one sold at public auction for about $20,000. Yeah, pretty amazing. Thanks, Mike, for joining us. Derek's joining us from Canada. Charles T. Yeah, we got a lot of folks joining us today on YouTube. So the next pack that we're going to be opening in just a little bit after the show today is 85 Topps football. Possible Warren Moon rookie in there. Richard Dent rookie has recently got hot. I think it's over $1,000 PSA 10. And that's amazing. Like, if you look up a Richard Dent rookie in Beckett, I bet you the book value is $5, maybe not even. And I actually have at least 2 customers right now. I have a want list of 2 people that want to buy a Richard Dent PSA 10 rookie. Yeah, it's just, it's one of the best defensive players of the last probably 25, 30 years. Bears are very popular. And, he's got a Super Bowl ring. Sure. It's interesting that you asked that, Lou. So, for example, if you go to psacard.com and look at the pop report, what happens is, if, let's say, a duration of time, 6 months, a year, a couple of years goes by, and let's say you have a very astute Richard Dent collector who's been waiting very patiently to buy a PSA 10 rookie when it comes up. They don't necessarily need to talk to dealers or other collectors about if another one's been graded. They can just simply look at the pop report. So if the pop report hasn't changed for your particular player's card, meaning that, let's say Richard Dent, for example, in 6 months or a year, you can imagine that if the demand stays the same or goes up even just a little bit, there's not enough supply. So the price is basically going to spike and go up. And that's what's been happening to a lot of the major Hall of Fame rookies in high grade. Because there's not enough supply. Exactly. 88 O-Pee-Chee Hockey, one of the packs that we'll be opening at the end of our show today. Possible Brett Hull rookie. And believe it or not, the Brendan Shanahan rookie sells for as much as the Brett Hull rookie in PSA 10. They both sell for about $600. Yep. And lastly, that we have sold out, 82 Topps Football, possible LT rookie and Ronnie Lott. Both of those, respectively, in PSA 10 sell for north of $500. And you also have a possible PSA 10 Joe Montana second year. And I think that's a $250 card. Excuse me. So we're going to open up Ron P's 84 Donruss pack. There we go. What's interesting about 84 Donruss, Lou, is that beyond just the Hall of Famers, the rookies and some of the, some of the stars like Noah Ryan and such that go for big money, some of the Diamond Kings are really low pop in PSA 10. So it's a great pack to open. We pulled, I think so far, hey Mike, how are you? We had Mr. Mike's daddy just joined us on YouTube. Yes. So what happens is, for example, like 1980 Topps Hockey, that comes to mind, the Wayne Gretzky card, there's like a leader card or a record breaker card in that set. The borders are tiny on it. It's almost impossible, Lou, to get a high grade because, think about it, the chances of it being centered is virtually none. There's nowhere for the card to go. Someone was just asking Jason. Listen, exactly. Yeah, there's no room for error, and so it makes it really, really difficult. Jason was just asking if we're going to be breaking our graded vintage hit random today. And I'm not sure if it's sold out at vintagebreaks.com. If it has, then we will be breaking it after the show on our YouTube show at youtube.com/vintagebreaks. And what they're alluding to, Lou, is that we put together these groups of graded PSA cards. For example, we gave away a Sandy Koufax rookie recently. We gave away a T206 Christy Mathewson. And what we do is we do between 10 and 20 cards. We sell spots in it. Everyone gets a PSA graded card. After it's sold out, we then break it on camera. And we do that by using random.org, by doing everything completely at random, and it's transparent. And it's a lot of fun. I encourage you to check it out. Even if you're not going to be buying in, just check it out one time after today. I'm sorry?
4 spots left.
Yep, John was just saying there's 4 spots left in that. It's $75 a spot, and someone will walk away with a T206 Christy Mathewson as the top prize. But I think there's also a Mean Joe Green rookie in high grade PSA 7. It's a really nice hit random. Exactly. So exactly, and it's really nice. The cards are already graded. So listen. Some people like unopened, right? Some people like nuts. Some people don't, like the old Almond Joy commercial. Exactly. So we try to have different products for everyone that's watching. Yeah, it's fun. Well, there's 4 spots, Lou. Maybe don't take the wife out to dinner this week, and you can hop on in. Here's your 84 Donruss free pack, free break, Ron P. Make sure you join us, folks, each and every week on our Vintage Breaks PSA show. We're going to be stepping up the giveaways. We're going to start to give away some free vintage cards. We've had requests for that, Lou. It is certainly the wrong one. Brian Smith. So you see the centering is, it's kind of all over the board in 84 Donruss. That's what makes, some of the cards so tough to get in PSA 10 was the way that they cut them at the factory back in the day. Absolutely. So I bet you if you go to, John, you want to do that for us, Johnny5? Go to psacard.com, look on the registry. I'm curious how many people have a 1984 Donruss set registered on their site. I wouldn't be shocked if it was, 2 dozen or more. Yep. I don't know about you, Lou, but I played a lot of baseball growing up, and for a very short period, I tried to imitate the Submariners, and I'm fairly certain, I don't know that I broke a window at my family's home, but I definitely broke something. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Oh, from the side, the angle's a real killer for the hitters. Yeah, I just thought it was the coolest thing to be a throw underhand. And then Dan Quisenberry was he wasn't popular per se, but he was a well-liked player. And I remember trying to imitate him growing up.
So there's 7 100% completed.
Hold on a second. What'd you say, John?
There's only 7 that are 100% completed for the 84 times.
And how many are actually on the registry, though, people working on it?
They're about 20.
So it's interesting, Lou. So there's about 20-ish or so people that have a set of 84 Donruss registered on psacard.com, meaning they're trying to complete it. But of those, only 7 of them actually have a complete graded set. Doesn't mean they're all 10. It's just graded, complete. Get one more holder here. So Mike was asking, Mr. Mike's daddy, in fact, was just asking on YouTube that the centering is all over the place. Is that normal for the time period? So as we were just talking, Mike, 84 Donruss can really be all over the board. If you look at the 85 Topps hockey pack that we just opened before that, the centering was a lot better. But I think what folks are really seeing just over the first few weeks of our Vintage Breaks PSA show, Lou, is that there's a reason why PSA graded, PSA high grade cards go for such big money. Because it's just not that easy. Exactly. Yes. Absolutely, and I think it should give the folks at home, the collectors out there that are working on, whether it be one or multiple PSA graded sets, that, when you're pulling the trigger on your next big PSA purchase, we can understand. Listen, I've done it myself. You're always second guessing yourself. Hey, it's a baseball card. I can't eat it. I can't pay my rent with it. What am I doing? For a lot of people, it's not just a hobby, but it's turned into an alternative form of investment for folks. And so, just by opening packs over the first few weeks on the Vintage Breaks PSA show, you can see it's just not that easy to get PSA 10s, even when right from the pack. Yep, and in fact, if you're going to be treating it as an investment, you need to know when all the auctions are. And the way that I keep track of all the auctions are by going to auctionreport.com. You can go there, for example, right now, and I bet you there's anywhere between 1 and a few auctions ending from today until, let's say, the end of the National. It's a very useful tool. And then where I get a lot of my news for the National, for example, if, I don't know, Topps is going to do something kind of fun, or if an auction company is going to be, having a big reveal, what I'll do for my news is I'll go to sportscollectorsdaily.com, and my good friend Rich Miller is actually coming out to the National this year, so I'm excited to see him. And I check his site, I would say, at least twice a day. Once when I get up, once at the end of the day, just to make sure I haven't missed any good hobby news. Sure. Well, you really twisted my arm here, Lou, giving me a tough question. So, as you can see, the reality of it is when you open the packs, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes you can do really well, sometimes not so much, sometimes middle of the road. But at least when you actually have the pack closed, you know what you have. And so I just really think it comes down to your appetite for risk. If you are someone that enjoys Risk, I think, for me personally, I thoroughly enjoy opening the packs, as I think you can tell. And, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to collect. And, also, there's something to be said for putting together, whether it be a high-grade complete set or a team set, or, for example, maybe you just want to own one of every Hank Aaron card or something like that. I think it's really fun to try to complete those kinds of PSA sets on the registry straight out of packs. It may not be, fiscally responsible. It may not be possible, but it's certainly a heck of a lot of fun. I mean, for example, let's take a look at some of the packs we're going to bring into the National. This second series cello from 1970 Topps, I'm fairly certain that we charge 35 or 40 bucks for a spot. And the reason why I bring it up is someone pulled the Thurman Munson rookie the last time that we opened this pack. Now, the Munson rookie graded an 8. It looked at first glance to be a 9. But let's talk, cold hard facts here. That PSA 8 is still worth several $100s, so it's still worth a lot more than that individual person's spot that they bought. However, there's certainly a bunch of spots in that pack where people did lose, meaning they didn't make their $35 back. But I think what's really fun about opening vintage packs is you don't only need the star or the Hall of Famer or the key rookie. You could get just a tough common, and I bet you, for example, a PSA 10 Pop 1 common from the second series of 1970 Topps Baseball would sell no less than 250 bucks, probably closer to $500. And that's just for a common. So for 35 bucks or 40 bucks for a spot, you're clearly going to have a chance to make money, not just if you pull a star or Hall of Famer or rookie, but in fact, make sure you check your commons or double check. And the big hit, for example, on that Munson, we thought it was really close to a 9. A 9 on that card is $1,000 to $1,500. And a 10, albeit very difficult to get, still possible, though, getting out of the pack. Last one sold at public auction for about $30,000. So when you talk about the cost, listen, is 35 bucks cheap? Listen, teach their own. My point is it's affordable, and it's certainly a lot more affordable than having to buy 33 spots at $35 each, meaning to buy the whole pack, Lou. You get to have the same excitement. You still get to see the whole pack be opened, and you just own one spot, and you don't have all that risk. Absolutely. So John just gave me a heads up. We only have a few minutes left in the program, and I figured we could talk about some of the other stuff that will be opening at the National and how the process is going to work. Because we've had some of our really loyal customers and fans, I wouldn't say beg, but ask aggressively, if you will, when we're going to be listing some of these goodies that I'm showing you right now. And so the reality of it is, on Friday of this week, some of this will be going up, some of it will be going up over the weekend, and by Monday of next week, almost all these goodies will be live on the site. All the national specials for VintageBreaks.com start on Monday of next week, so keep that in mind. We have incredible giveaways on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the National at the Vintage Breaks booth in the Case Break Pavilion. Our booth number is 568 and 573. Will be easy to find because we'll be right across from the PSA booth. And on Friday, as we mentioned earlier, we're giving away one free spot in the 1955 Bowman Cello Pack. Second prize is a 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle PSA 3. Third prize is a $150 break credit, which is basically a gift certificate to VintageBreaks.com. Saturday, just announced, we are giving away this Ty Cobb red portrait, 4 o'clock at the Vintage Breaks booth. Second prize and third prize is a 1988 Fleer basketball pack and a 1984 Topps football pack. And I know we just have about 30 seconds left. On Sunday, we are giving away $900 of free gift certificates, i.e. break credit. All you have to do is buy one spot for $3 at VintageBreaks.com starting next Monday. And we're giving away a $500 gift certificate, a $300 gift certificate, and a $100 gift certificate at 1 o'clock on Sunday at the National. Lou, thanks so much for the last few weeks. It's been a blast, and I'm really looking forward to our next week at the National. Thanks, Lou. Take it easy, bud. So now we can do.
Oh, hold on. We're still live. Okay, we're still live on YouTube.
Great. Okay. So, do you mind being on for 5 minutes while I just take a bite of my food and I'll come right back?
Okay.
Great. If there's anything you want to break, great. If not, you can go over the fun stuff. I'll be right back. Oh, mention this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been watching.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Rob, do we have any packs open?
What?
Any packs open?
Yeah, all those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took them out of the thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Also,
What's up, Russo? The
Did you
party.
start
The
scanning?
party starts now, guys.
oh, they're already scanned.
Those are scanned, these have to get scanned.
Great.
And then I was doing an eval for him. I
Did
just
you
saw
do them in order by sport?
whatever order you gave it
All right,
So,
so
these aren't scanned yet.
let's
Just organize these by sport.
to me.
And then scan.
cut that off.
But if these are scanned, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Robert, you good?
And I can get back to his eval.
Yep. Oh, thank you.
Good job.
It was fun. I think it went off smooth.
All right, guys. Who's gonna bring the beer? Let's start drinking now. It's time to party. I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and move over everything that we usually have here. Okay. And we can get live on Breakers TV. Alright, Breakers TV is now live. YouTube, thank you for hanging out with us during our PSA web show. Breakers TV, unfortunately, we can't have you on live because you take a lot of our bandwidth. So, we only have YouTube going live at the same time. Alright. Oh yeah, you want to match that up for me? So I can break. We got more packs to break, guys. We're going to be on for another, I don't know, half an hour or so. As you heard, Lane went over all the cool packs that we have for the National. 60 top baseball, 4 series, awesome. 54 Bowman football, looking for that George Blanda rookie. Got another 70 top cello. Munson rookie, as well as, actually no, hold on, second series. I forget if it was the second series. But there's 6 series in the second series. I know Munson's in one. And of course the 55 Bowman, which we will
That's all right.
break on Friday at 3:30
PSA
p.m.
cards, put these away.
Yeah, so it's-
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to lose stuff.
Saturday, first
Yeah,
place,
action.
we'll be giving away this T206 Ty Cobb with the overprint. It is the red background portrait. There's the back. Pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Jim? Okay, so put all this stuff away. Bring this back. Why is this? Oh wow, it's a good shot right there. Okay. All right. Back to business, boys. Here we go. First up, we have one thing to take care of, and that is the offline purchase. We needed one more name for the Hank Aaron, and I'm dying to see who got it. Yeah, Chris Tickner was the last person, so we need one more. Let me go check our software. Check the timestamp. Remember, everything's by timestamp. First come, first serve. So once that person hits that 40th spot, anybody else who spent 100 will get rolled over to the next card. Yes, it was, Jim. 2 of them. One's a second series, and the other one's a 6 series. Well, here, let me turn this off real quick. Okay. There's the second series. You got Schofield on the top, Kilbrew in the back. Harmon Kilbrew on the back right there. This is the second series. Then you got 6 series. You got Howie Reed in the front. And you got Ryan. Which Ryan is this? Michael Ryan in the back. There you go. 2 of them, folks. 2 of them. As well as the 1960 Topps baseball wax pack with a possible mantle in this one. So, lots of stuff for next week, guys. Okay, so let's check who bought the last spot in the Hank Aaron offline big board. All right, so last night we went off air at 11:30. Let's see. All right, so Jim Chu. Jim, you were the last person to buy. No, sorry, that's still Terry Haney. Terry Haney was the last person to buy something before we went off live. Okay, so after that was Brian Young. Oh, okay, actually Brian Young was the last person at 10:55 p.m. So, oh yeah, Russo. Maris is gone. Brooks is gone. Clemente is gone. All right. All right, so Brian was the last person at 10:55 p.m. At 10:15 a.m. today, Jim, you purchased something, and Jim, you got it. You got the last spot in the Aaron and 2 other spots. So Jim, you get the last spot, and I had to roll over $200 for you. So $200 I have to roll over for the next card. After that, Brian Young at 12:12 p.m. Brian, you get 1. And then Manuel Ortega was next. Manuel, you get 1 spot rolled over. All right, so Jim, 100 of your 1 spot of your 3 is put into this one, and you got 2 more spots for a rollover. Brian Young, you got 1 spot rolled over, and Manuel Ortega got 1 spot rolled over. Okay, so Jim, you took the last spot. Thank you for your purchases, everyone. Let's random this off. We needed 40 names, so. Oops. Let's record this. Oh, he never stopped recording. All right, this is for a 1960 Topps Hank Aaron SGC 60 big board giveaway. We needed 40, I think, how many people did we need this? We needed 40 people to buy at least $100 in 1 transaction while we were offline. So we filled it up. Let's random off. Can I hit a 7, guys? Can I hit a 7? Here we go. On the first shot. 9. That's not 7. 1. First person on top gets it. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And the winner of the Hank Aaron is oh, Michael Carbone. Michael Carbone, you won the Hank Aaron. I don't know if you're watching or not, but I don't know if anybody knows this, but Michael Carbone does not like baseball. He's a hockey fan. Does not want anything to do with baseball, football, or basketball. So I have to wait until he gets on. I'll probably have to email him. So guys, this is going to be just pending because he might not want this. And he says he'll just ask me to redo it and let somebody else win it. So I will have to wait on that. So this is on hold for now. It's on hold. But congrats to Michael Carbone for having one spot in this and winning it. So let's put it on hold. Alright. Swap it and release the... Yeah, I could do that. I can do that. I just have to make sure. I mean, he may want it. I don't know. He may want to keep it for himself. I have no idea. So I just have to get the okay for him. So guys, let's just put this on hold for now. Meanwhile, I still have 4 more spots to roll over on the next one. I'll tell Leighton to update that. That's too funny. That's hilarious. All right. And I want to make sure the names are still there. Yep, they are. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably switch. I'll ask him. I'll ask him what he wants. I think he's a Bobby Orr fan, so he definitely wants something Bobby Orr related. Okay, so let's start breaking, guys, until Leighton comes back. Next up, we have 1979 football cello. Okay. Let me record this. This is for a 1979 Topps football cello pack break. Good luck to everyone. That's not my name. There we go. Michael, I'm on it, man. I'm on. I have to see if we have one first from Leighton. Okay, so let's randomize. Let's roll this bad boy 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's my list. 79 Topps football. All right, Rob, you've been emailed. All good options, guys. All great ideas. Let's just see what Michael wants to do. Michael Carbone, hit me up. All right, so Chris Tickner, first card will be right there. Jean Fouget. Okay. Mike, that's probably true. That is probably true. Or maybe put under like his coffee table to make sure it's evened out, balanced. I don't know. Here you go, Chris. First card of the pack. Chris, second card. Mike Wagner for the Steelers. Jason Findish, Joe Ferguson for the Bills. This is 79 Tops football, so we're looking for Earl Campbell, I believe.
79?
Yeah.
Earl Campbell.
Yeah, right. Next up, Chris. Stu Voigt, Vikings. Chris up again. Rusty Jackson. Chris. Cliff Harris for the Cowboys. Chris. Oh, Chris, you got a lot of spots in this one. L.C. Greenwood for the Steelers. And Ozzy, yep. Next up, Chris. Joe Klecko. Chris. George Roberts. Get that gum out of the way. Chris, I'm going to give you a refund on this one because the gum actually just damaged the card right here. So, put a refund on this one. There you go, Chris. Refund that one spot. All right, Chris, spot 11. Jeff Van Note, Falcons. Chris, Henry Childs. Oh, yeah. Another Cowboys player coming up. Gotta love these Cowboys. Drew Pearson. Oh, who's up next? Chris. You lucky dog, you. Drew Pearson. Chris. It's Mr. Earl Campbell. Rookie card. Let me straighten that up for you. There you go. Chris. Congrats. I'm not sure you're watching, Chris. There's your Earl Campbell rookie card. Just a tad off center, top to bottom. Looking like a champ right there. Card number 390. Set. Congrats, Chris. I believe we can grade this. I'm looking for some spots on here, but I think it's gradable. I'll ask Leighton, so we'll put that to the side. Richard Camuso, Carl Mock. Chris, Ted Fritsch. Jim Naylor, last two spots, Jim. Bill Gregory. It looks like we have an extra card in this pack. Jim, Archie Griffin for the Bengals. And the last card, which is extra here, is Mr. Randy White. We need some back here. Mr. Randy White Cowboys. So it's a little miscut. I am going to random this off. So let's go back here. And let's randomize it 8 times. You guys can see that? 8 times. First person on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, Chris Tickner. Oh, you guys turn on the phones? Yeah, you guys can turn on all the phones. Here, late.
All right.
Ooh. I would definitely grade that.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably going to 8.
Yeah.
Centering little PD, but I would definitely grade that.
So Chris Tickner, we're gonna go ahead and
We'll grade it on the house for him.
grade it for you.
As
on
long
the
as he wants
house.
to. Yeah.
I'm sure he does. Yeah. Mr. Earl Camber, rookie card.
So Johnny 5, I think the plan will be for today, just because I'm like completely swamped. You'll break till 6:30, just about catching us up a little bit, sharing our PSA, sharing our specials for the national,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll be back on regular time tomorrow.
Okay,
All right.
that's good.
Either myself or Scott can tell you.
All right, there's your 79 Topps football cello.
So the baseball one.
It works.
Who's getting one?
Well, we choose a chart. It'd probably like either Louis Warrior.
Oh, so you gotta choose an eBay chart. You can't do jobs?
No, there's a list.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm hoping we choose a chart.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think
All right.
it's like
That's
preset.
done. Has anybody purchased anything
No,
while I
no,
was
yeah, I just-
breaking?
Yeah.
Just for you.
Yeah, no,
Here it
believe me,
is.
I would love
If
to.
it's on there, it's
Yeah.
just slam dunk.
All right, we're good. All right.
So
So
it's one
guys,
of those
there is
things,
4
Fred,
spots
where
left on the
I
graded hit
didn't want
random.
to,
As
for
you
example,
guys
I could sell
heard.
stuff on eBay, I could take the money and send the money to the shop, but I want to be transparent. I want people to see
Next
actually
up,
being sold on eBay in
personal
the
pack
way that you're supposed to do it
for Mr.
shop.
Dan
People don't want to do
Seltzer.
it. I just want to be transparent.
Well, yeah, well, yeah, because you never know.
Well, exactly.
All right, this is for a 1985 Topps football cello pack, personal pack. Good luck to Daniel. I want to say there is a Walter Payton in this one, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe a Dan Marino. I'm feeling something. Here we go, guys. Mike Bell. Mike Bell. First up. Next up, Raiders diving for the goal line. Fred Young for the Seahawks. Carbone, Michael Carbone. Hey, glad you showed up, Mike. So, Mike, believe it or not, you won the Hank Aaron 1960 Topps SGC 60 card from the offline big board purchase. You had one spot in there because you spent $100 and you won. So, but I know you don't like baseball, so I wanted to know if you won this. And we can find you something nice in hockey, or do you want to keep it? It's up to you, Mike.
It's like the first time in years I had this one. I'm like, oh, that's the ringer. I keep thinking if I hit that, we shut everything off. You have to do the ringer up here.
Next
That's
up,
just fine.
Super Bowl 49ers,
Yeah,
Dolphins.
Yeah, yeah. But that's funny. I was like, I was like, oh, if I hit this, it'll just. They're like, why is it still here?
Next up, Zeke Mowat.
Oh, that makes. Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do, but I guess I haven't. That's why I keep looking at you guys. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Mike.
I gotta turn the volume.
Sorry, man. I put you in one spot, man. It's only fair. You spent 100 offline, so I had to put you in there. So, what would you like to do, Mikey? Derek pulled a. Well, he won the Delvecchio yesterday. He wants to know if you want to switch. It's ungraded. I don't know if you're interested in that. I know you're a Bobby Orr guy. Nolan Cromwell. All right, Mikey. We'll just we'll re-random the list, and I'm sure that whoever gets on top will want it, unless it's you again, which would be crazy, but I doubt it. So, if anything, I'll probably remove you from the list.
You do that. You say that. Move.
I'll remove you. I'll remove you from the list, Mike, and then we'll just go from there. Leroy Irvin. Jamie Williams. No to the Delvecchio. All right. How about that egg McMuffin though? That sounds tempting. Michael Russo with the negotiations. Got Lionel James. Jimmy Cefalo. Chargers jarring the ball loose. Mike, I'll ask Leighton. I'll ask what he can do for you. We'll see. We'll see. Gary Danielson. And the last card, Dan, Leonard Thompson. All right, 85 Topps Football Silo, guys. Ah, you're such a diva, Mike. Jeez. I'm just kidding, bro. Kidding. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so Dan, that was you. I know, right? Jeez. This is what I deal with offline when I get emails from Mike. Just letting you guys know. Okay, so let me go to the next one. Meanwhile, I do have to re-random, guys. So what I'm gonna do is, I am going to remove Michael Carbone from the list. I should have 40 names. Jim, I think you're watching, right, Jim? I'm going to remove Michael Carbone's name. Would you like me to add one more spot for you since you are next? I still owe you 2 more spots. So would you like to put one more spot in there to fill up, to take over Michael Carbone's name, or do you not want a spot? I like it, Carbone. I like it. So Jim Chu, let me know if you'd like to get an extra spot in there. That's the thing, Russo. Carbone has no baseball. He just sold everything except hockey. Don't know why, but that's what it is right now. He's just a hockey guy. All right, Jim. I'll do that. All right. So, Carbone, I'm taking your name out and replacing it with one more for Jim Chu, which means that I reduce this by 1. All right, Jim. You got one more spot rolled over. All right.
Rob, is there a bigger bag?
Here we go. Here we go.
I get one of the big wrappers.
Let me re-record this.
I'll probably not.
This is for a 1960 Topps Hank Aaron SGC 60 giveaway. You need to spend $100 offline to get one spot or one entry into this. We needed 40 entries. We filled up. Here we go. We're gonna randomize it 2 times. Snake eyes. All right, here we go, guys. 2 times. Here's everybody's name. Good luck. 1. And the winner with Hank Aaron is
Yeah.
Russell Carr. Russell Carr.
These back, they get a big bag.
Russell, I'm sure you do want this card, unlike some people.
What do you want these back on the shelf?
Russell, congrats. Aaron is going to you. Russell Carr. Congrats, Russell. Alright, that's up there. Sorry, Jim. I know you had a lot of spots in that. I'm surprised you didn't get it. But, that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Jim, yeah, a lot of spots too. Whew, it's crazy. Alright. And Jim, you were the one who picked the Hank Aaron, so thank you for choosing for us. We shall see what is the next offline big board card, but for now, this is done. All right, let's break. We're down to 2 more packs. Here we go. We're probably going to reveal the next offline card tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow night. Later, Fred. Alright, let's start recording. This is for a 1982 Topps Football wax pack. Alright, let's randomize this. 7. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. He goes to Rob. Okay. Joseph, your first card will be right here at the bottom. Good luck. Joseph, it is the AFC Championship, Bengals versus Chargers. Buyers, Billy Joe Dupree. Sean, Chargers team leaders with Charlie Joyner. Later, Scotty. Brian, Mike Ken, All Pro, NFC All Pro. 82 Tots Football, 82 Tots Football. I'm looking for. I can't remember. Saints Russian leaders with nobody I recognize. Going to Eric Foreman. Buyers. James Lofton. In action. Buyers. Charlie Johnson. Brian Young, card 8. Football Brothers, Chris and Matt Barr. Buyers. Eloy Grooms. Eloy's Grooms. Eloy, I'm not sure. Brian Young, Ken Fantetti. Buyers, AJ Doohy. Hey Russ, I probably not, because we're about to go offline. Like you said, it's not a regular show. But I mean, if you buy anything, I'll put you in the big board. But there's no really incentives or anything like that. We just don't have the time. But you know, if you purchase anything over 100, let me know and I'll put you in the big board. Card 12 buyers, Vince Evans. Sean, Bob Parsons. Mark Lester, Ozzie Newsome. Mr. Ozzie Newsome. Card number 67. The last card, Brian Young, Joe Ferguson. All right, the sticker, guys. The sticker. It is the Super Bowl sticker with Joe Montana. Nice. I'm going to random that off. I think some people collect these, so let's find out who gets it. First person on top. Okay. 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And winner is Brian Young. Congrats, Brian. Getting the Joe Montana sticker. Alright, guys. 82 Tots Football Wax Pack in the books. Hey, CT Las Vegas is going to be live on both Breakers and YouTube. So, definitely all week. So you're not going to miss it. If you want to go either or YouTube chat or Breakers chat, it's great. Works for us. All right, this is the last pack, guys. Last pack. It is the 88 O-Pee-Chee. Where is the 88 O-Pee-Chee? Is it personal? Oh, it's a personal pack. Okay. Record this bad boy. This is for a 1988 O-Pee-Chee Hockey Wax Pack, personal pack for Mr. Brian Young. Russ, no, we will not be breaking until 11 p.m. On Monday, I can't really tell you the exact time because in the morning we'll be setting up and we have to test things out. So it could be late morning, early afternoon, until like 5-ish or 6-ish. And then Tuesday through Saturday, it'll be 10 till 6. 10 till 6. So we'll put it on the site, but Tuesday through Saturday is definitely those times. Sunday is going to be maybe a shortened time because we have to pack up and stuff, and it closes at 4. So that's all I know for now. Okay, Brian, here we go. 88 O-Pee-Chee. I'm trying to think who is the big name for this pack. Yep, and this gum, it is not. Oh, it is coming off. Nice. It don't matter though, because the card it's damaged. Brian, going to refund you on that card. Oh, Bobby Hall. Okay, and Shannon. Cool. Thanks, Vegas. Will you email time next week? Yes, we will email you. It'll also be on the website, on the banner on the left-hand side. You'll see it there too, Jim. So don't worry. We'll let you guys know. Believe me. All right. So Brian, I'm gonna refund you this spot. That is gross. But I'm going to send it to you anyway. It is Kent Linsman. Damage. Refund. Alright, so Hall and Shannon. Alright. Next up, Gary Suter. Ben Gustafson. Oh, Shanahan. Okay, Shanahan. Wait, did I pull Shanahan? No, I didn't. Okay. Next up, Gary Lehman. This is for Brian Young. Tommy Elberlin. Nordiques. Jeff Brown. And Brian, the last card, Greg Millen. There you go, Brian. Your 88 O-Pee-Chee hockey pack. Thank you. Alright guys, that is it for today. Jim, I still have to roll over one spot for you for the offline card. Brian Young, you get one spot in the offline card, and Manuel Ortega one spot in the offline card. Brian, I would love to stay online and keep breaking, but we can't. We gotta go. We'll be back on tomorrow night, prime time, guys, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Coming to you live from the 459. Thank you again to everyone for watching us on the PSA Web Show. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. See you guys then.